Hello everybody, in today's video we're going to be looking over the Fangshi version 2. Now I've had some time to play with this during my work trip and stuff, and I went over the pieces and I don't really notice that much difference in the pieces, like maybe something on the center, and we'll get to that. But the reason there's a version 2 is because the mold that they use to actually make the puzzle, like, they inject plastic into it and it makes the pieces, and then they can, put the puzzle together that way. It's a lot more precise now, which meaning that it's going to turn better. It's a lot more smooth. The plastic is, more smooth on top because the mold is just a lot more precise. So that's basically what I've got from Calvin from that. Anyways, I just want to let you guys know that I am back from my work trip. It took a little longer than expected, which is why this video hasn't been out yet, and I apologize for that. Hopefully, I won't have to go out of town very much. I might have to go out one more time, we'll see. Anyways, let's get on with it. So this is basically exactly the same as the Fangshi version 1. Now, I don't use the 57mm Fangshi very often, so I'm not quite as used to it as I'd like to be in order to compare this to that. So I feel like I'm doing the same review again, to be honest, but I mean, there have been adjustments to the Fangshi. This is obviously, one of them, which is the, more precise mold and makes it turn better. And I will say that the turning of this puzzle is a lot smoother, okay? Now, as far as, like, does it make you faster? Of course not. It's only practice will do that. One thing I have noticed, though, is the M slices are very, very nice. And a lot of Roux solvers actually have contacted me and said, when you review puzzle, can you talk more about the M slices, because a lot of people solve Roux. Now the M slices are very, very good on the Fangshi version 1 as well. On this one, it just, it still has that sound, right? But the sound is not nearly as scratchy or noticeable as the first one. It even feels a lot smoother in my opinion. Again, I mean, it really depends on how you have it set up and lubed. I mean, you could have the same cube, two different cubes, but just lube and tension differently, and you'll get two different feels. One is crunchy, one is smooth, all sorts of stuff. So I'm starting to learn. The more and more reviews I do, especially on these 3x3s, it's very difficult to give you exactly what you want to hear. You know what I mean? Like, I can only compare it to, it's hard to compare it to what it was, Anyways, I hope that makes sense. But it does move really, really well. Now, I've done a bunch of averages with this. I'm getting like over 20 seconds for a solve. I'll do a solve right now. I think this is a little bit loose for me as well. But I just don't have good recognition on this, so I'm not going to time myself or anything. See, I don't know where I am. I just can't, I don't know why, I just cannot recognize on a white or, this undyed plastic. Oh, even my PLL is hard to recognize. Anyways, you can see that it does move fairly well. I think if I had my tension set up a little bit tighter, it would be a lot better. The only thing I can really say is that it is a lot smoother than the first one. So if you're a Fangshi person, you're looking to get a new Fangshi, definitely get the version 2 over the version 1. I can tell you already that it is a little bit better. I mean, they're not going to go and redesign a whole new mold and spend all that money to do that for nothing. There is an improvement, right? So I'm going to go on and show you some of the pieces. Now these here are pieces from the first Fangshi. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at an edge piece first. We'll just zoom up here so we can get a closer look. So again, this is the version 2 on my left and the version 1 on my right. And you can see that there's really no differences from this angle here. So if we go here, you can see again that there are no differences. The space between here and there seems to be the same if I line them up. As you can see on over here, there's really no change at all. I mean, that's a mirror image, right? Same with this. So I'm not sure if you can see it on here or not. No, you can't. Anyways, yeah, this one here is definitely a lot smoother than this one. So let's go into a corner piece and see what the corner pieces, if they have any differences on them. So let's look at the bottom of these first. Again, here is the version 2, here is the version 1. And I am not seeing any differences whatsoever there. Here, everything looks to be the same. So I don't think that there's any modifications done on the corner piece. So I'm going to have to say no, there are no modifications done on the corner piece. So now let's take a look at the center. In order to do that, I have to take out all the rest of these pieces. So I know a lot of people are going to want to know, should I get the version 1 or the version 2? Like I just said though, they create a new version for a reason. So, it's always better to get the newer version, right? Unless it's a Fangshi, of course. Alright, so I got to do this. Actually, you know what? Let's just take this off and check out these pieces first. Alright, so let's zoom up again. Zoom right up in there. Is that too far? That is too far. There we go. Alright, so these are the pieces. So you can see that there is a difference here. This is the center piece that I noticed that was different. You can see that this one extends all the way down. This one does not. All right. And as far as the inside, I don't know. I don't want to take it apart, but you can see that there's a center tube that's in the center, and that does not appear to be on this one. Seems like this is a lot shorter, and I think that would have to do with being able to tension it better, because a lot of people said no matter how tight I tension it, it's still loose, but with this you can actually tension it a lot tighter because there's more room. You can see that there is significantly more room there. So now we can see this piece here that sits there is the same. I don't see any differences in that at all. Alright guys, so that is the Fangshi version 2. And I just want to clear up a little misconception while I'm at it, is that this is a white version of the Fangshi version 1. This is in like an off-white, kind of milky white. A lot of people are saying, because this says original plastic on websites and stuff, is this like an original plastic Zhanchi? No, it is not. The original plastic Zhanchi is because it was made with a different plastic. A lot of people don't believe that, but that's not what we're talking about. But anyways, what this is this is just the plastic that's undyed. So they'll like take all the plastic and they'll mix it with white dye and they'll make it a pure white, whereas this is not. I mean, this is the plastic as it comes in its raw form, and this is what they use to make prototypes, and this is one of the prototypes. And that's why it's like that, and that's why sometimes I get that. So a lot of people ask that, so I just answered that. Anyways, guys, I do recommend, if you are going to buy a Fangshi, buy the version 2. It's a little bit better. You can tension it a little bit tighter, and that makes it better, because I also tighten my Fangshis all the way, and that seems to be okay for me. It's not too loose, but I do understand why some people would think that, because I have used some people's cubes and they're really tight, because some people just really prefer that tension. I don't. So I didn't have a problem with that. So if that's your problem with the Fangshi and you want to give it another go, get the version 2. Link is in the description to where you can get that. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on my next video.